This journey to Cast Note at 28th Street has spanned about 16 years and several lifetimes of theatrical entertainment and involvement. We've come from a space where we might have had 66 seats on a good night to a space where we have 125 seats, and for the artist inside me, that's just been a wonderful transition, and it just provides all kinds of opportunities and excitement for what's to come at Cast.
The response that we've had to the Save Me a Seat campaign has been a real inspiration to all of us who volunteer at Cast. It shows that not only our core audience is responsive to what we're trying to do, but we're also reaching out to a lot of people in the community who might not have been familiar with us before, but once they come in, they become really supportive of what we're doing here.
Well, I think going back to kind of the vision of Cast and really trying to take the audience not just through the performance, but through the whole experience from when you walk into the box office to seeing the actual production. I think the new space really allows for Cast to kind of go to that next level and to really suck the audience into the environment that you would want to be part of. And from what I've seen in the productions, it's really amazing artistic work, and I think the new space is just going to allow for the inevitable expansion that I think will come with such great product.
Sitting in a theater seat gives you a chance to be part of that very special bond between the actors and the audience, and especially here at Cast, where the seats and the actors are in such close proximity. It's a special experience like none other in town.
When we sit in an auditorium or a theater to see art put on display for us live, what that is the culmination of years and years of work and months of work among a group of artists to provide that kind of activity for us. So for me, it's like a way of saying thank you to take that seat, because we're thanking the artists for what they're giving to us.
Sitting in a theater seat, to me, is very much like opening the morning newspaper. It's like essential to breathing. If you want to keep up to date with the human condition in a way that not simply takes into account the happenings of the day, but takes into account the thoughts of the day, the analyses of the day, the summations of who we are and where we are as a people.
Sitting in a theater seat, to me, means that I'm just about to be taken away. That there's an opportunity that this story that's getting ready to play out, I am going to become one of those characters before the show is over with.
What being in a seat at a theater means to me, and particularly Cast, is the opportunity to support local art as well as to participate in it. And I think particularly with the interactive experience that Cast provides, from the minute you walk into the door, you're in another world, transformed. You have the opportunity to experience the characters on a different level because you feel like you've walked into their world.
I think sitting in a theater seat gives me an opportunity to be a part of different types of art forms. And a lot of times, many of us don't have an opportunity to go to an art museum or go to a concert. By being here, we kind of put all the art forms together. So I think it makes it even a better experience.
I think the theater experience is one that cannot be replicated or downloaded or experienced in any other way except sitting there in the seat live in the presence of the actors. And I think that's what's unique about theater, and it's unique about what Cast does.
For me, the idea of a theater seat is I need to be promised something that will never be below a certain level and will often be above it and even way above it. Live theater has, to me, a friend of mine used to say about chamber musicians, I like to see them sweat. And by that he didn't mean he wanted to see failure or tightrope walking that ended in calamity. He wanted to be so close to people that he experienced, he heard their breathing, he could see them perspiring, he could see them so focused on what they were doing that they were pulling him, sucking him almost into that experience. That's what live theater does. And the greatest, deepest artistic experiences come when the detachment is gone, the veil is torn away, and you are sucked into the vortex of what's happening in front of you. There's nothing like that in life. And so for me, the idea of being saved a theater seat is the hope that that will happen, and the idea that any experience I have could in some small way be life-changing.
I think it's very important for cast to reach out into the community to share the theater experience, because there's so many people who can be touched in many different ways by seeing art being produced for them live. It's not just a story being told, which you can read in a book, but it is the real human dynamic of seeing people playing roles of folks that may have lived a long time ago or in the future. And it really requires us to suspend our belief system for a while. And for many people in our community, they have lots of struggles, lots of challenges in their lives, and the ability to suspend their belief just for a couple of hours can make a world of difference.
I think, like a lot of people, I get sort of caught up in my own life and my own day-to-day life, and so I think cast was something that I found that was important that I found through friends, and it was important to them, and it was something that I really enjoyed, and I think it's important to bring different kinds of people and different kinds of things to Charlotte.
People should donate, because when I get big and be in a play, I can act here.
Donating to the Save Me a Seat campaign is great because it helps cast keep doing the great things that they're already doing.
I'm very thankful for all the support that we've gotten so far through the Save Me a Seat campaign, but absolutely, it's an ongoing process. We're just at the beginning of it, and there's a lot more to do.
The Save Me a Seat campaign has been the greatest thing that's ever happened to the Caroline Actors Studio Theater. Without the Save Me a Seat campaign, I think actually it was Save Me a Theater campaign. That's how much difference it's actually made to cast. And I know we've come a long way. I know we were able to do some of the infrastructure that we had hoped for, and we still have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 to go. But there's a longer vision, and that's the long term. Where will cast be in 25 years? How will this campaign now enable us to reach out to the community, to involve young artists, new artists? How can we cultivate the next generation of patron goers? And that's what this is all about, isn't it? I mean, isn't art the soul of our community?
Save me a seat.
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 Save me a seat.